Jonathan with Iron Mind Hypnosis here. The 20th thing to know about hypnosis it's about how our minds work and the sorts of things that are going on within us as human beings. Now, our minds have a lot of space, our unconscious minds in particular. Our conscious mind's pretty limited, can only track a few things at a time and only really work on one at a time. But our unconscious minds are monitoring all sorts of stuff. And because they're so busy, they can have multiple contradictory things going on at the same time. And this can lead to good things and some bad things. You can have different systems or different parts of yourself basically pulling in different directions. And you see this in common everyday language too. One part of me wants this, one part of me wants that. I want to have the beach body, and I want to have the ice cream. These loads of examples like this, where I want to have success at work, and I want to spend time with my family. Many things in our lives have these sorts of, on one hand and on the other hand, sort of situations going on. A bit of a tug of war is a metaphor some people experience. But it's important to remember that while most of us have, in any one of these, one hand, the other hand, most of us will have a preferred thing. As a conscious mind, we have which side we'd like to weigh in on, which side we want to win the struggle. And that might depend on our mood too. But we often are rooting for the work hard, longer hours, whatever our conscious goals are. But it's important to remember that any of these, on the other hand, sides of things, these things that have been with us for a while, and they just don't seem to go away. Well, there's power locked up in there. There's emotional energy locked up in those things. They have something to contribute to your life. And so long as they continue to be either butting heads or a tug of war sort of thing with the rest of you, that power is getting wasted. Now, it's possible that it's doing a thing, and that balancing act is actually allowing you to navigate a life that works very well for you. But if it's causing you frustration, then that balancing act could probably be handled a lot better. Now, the reasons we have these unfavored sides is, you can think of them as, in some cases, some sort of darkness. There's some sort of, maybe it's a socially unacceptable thing. Maybe it's something that doesn't align as you see it with your better virtues or your values. Maybe it's the desire to spend time on the couch, doing couch things, when you would really rather that you get the results of doing very non-couch things like running. And a lot of people actually kind of hate the part of them that is the couch. Now, it seems strange to claim that there's a lot of emotional energy tied up in something that looks a lot like laziness. But if nothing else, the fact that you're frustrated with it and it's still there means it's persistent. Now, any of these things that last have a lot of stuff going on. They've got a lot of resources, typically, well, maybe not many, many resources, but they have some. And those resources are strong and powerful. Otherwise, they just get swamped out by the other parts of your life, and you would be living a different life already. That's how we know that they're locking up energy that you can use. So when you get them on this kind of the same path as everything else you want to have happen, where you want to be going, that energy becomes available. Your preferred hand, the light side, um, whatever metaphor you use for the way you want to be, it stops wasting energy fighting the other part. So that has more energy. And very often, that other part, the reason it's stuck around so long is it's doing something good for you somewhere in your life. And you don't want to just push it away. You want to bring out the good within that troubled piece. Maybe it's doing something in a direction that's not helpful. Maybe it's doing something that just looks completely unhelpful. But if you find out what it's supposed to be doing and help it to do that thing that is for your benefit, well, now rather than having two parts wasting energy, you have them both going in the same direction. And that makes your life a lot easier, especially around that area of your life. A lot easier, a lot less frustrating, a lot more successful when you stop wasting energy with each part just fighting the other, when they can both be going in the same direction. Now, sometimes that takes a little work to figure out exactly what direction that is and how that expresses itself. But they're both within you. So they're both trying to do something for you. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. And just keep in mind that just because there's some part of you that you don't necessarily like, doesn't mean that it's not good for you in a certain sort of way. Doesn't mean it should be kind of let off the hook just now, but just appreciate that there might be something good about it. Have a wonderful day. Take care.